Good evening and welcome to Kit's Crochet Tutorials. I am Kit and I am here to continue with my tutorial videos on the basics of crochet. Tonight I'm going to demonstrate the proper way to do the half double crochet stitch. Now understand all of my terms are always in US terms. I am from the US, so those are the terms that I use. UK terms vary slightly differently, and I may in the future do a video going over some of those differences in case you come across any patterns that are in UK terms, so that you don't encounter any confusion on those terms and come up with a really weird project that doesn't look like any images, which I've done in myself in the past. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to demonstrate for you the half double crochet stitch. And as always, there will be this video will be posted twice, once from right-handed perspective and once from the left-handed perspective, so our left-handed crocheters can see this stitch demonstrated from the way they would do it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. When you're doing half double crochet, your half double crochet is done in even multiples. So we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to, well, I say even multiples. It's actually even number plus one because of the number of spaces that you have to skip. So I'm going to go ahead and do a chain of 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry, this is kind of knotted. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And then we're going to do 21. All right, so I've chained 21. And to start your half double crochet, you are going to skip the 2 chains closest to your hook and start your work into the 3rd chain from the hook, okay? And like I said, I never advocate when you're learning how to crochet by inserting into that back bump. It can make it difficult to see your stitches. I consider that more of an advanced crochet technique for people who are comfortable in their crochet. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here for you. And as always, if you hear any meowing, fussing, it's in the evening time, and that's the time of the evening that my cats decide to get a little insane, and so you may hear some background noise from them. So 3rd crochet chain, you're going to work into the 3rd chain from the hook. So 1, remember this loop on the hook never counts. So 1, 2, and 3. And now you're going to yarn over, which means bring the yarn over the hook, okay? And then you're going to insert it into that 3rd chain from the hook, and you're going to yarn over again and pull up a loop, and you should see 3 loops on the hook. And to create your half double crochet, you simply yarn over again and pull through all 3 loops on the hook so that you have 1 stitch. Okay, so let's do that again. And as always, when you're going to work your next stitch, make sure you don't do it in that large loop right there that's now gappy. That's the one you just worked in. You only would work in that if the pattern instructs you to work in that. So we're going to move into the next one. So you're going to yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over again and pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops on your hook, and you're going to pull through all 3 loops. All right, let's do that one more time. Okay, we're going to yarn over, insert into that loop, and pull up a loop, and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Okay. And this is the half double crochet stitch. So let's go ahead and do it again. You'll yarn over by it and then insert into your starting chain, pull up a loop so you have 3 loops on your hook, and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay? So let's do that one more time. All right. Yarn over, insert, yarn over and pull up a loop, and yarn through all 3 loops to close the stitch. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move through the rest of this row, and I'm going to work slow, not real fast, so that everybody can see how the movement should look. All right. We pull through all 3. And we pull through all 3. All right, so we got those 3 loops. Pull through all 3. Yarn over. Pull up the loop. Pull through all 3, yarn over, pull through all 3, yarn over, pull through all 3, yarn over, pull through all 3. We're approaching the end of our chain, and I'm going to show you how you're going to start that next row. Now, one thing I want to recommend that you keep in mind when you're working with half double crochet, out of all of the available stitch types, this is the one that is the most easy to lose your row count. So when you're working a project that has a very specific row count with half double crochet, use stitch markers at the end of every row after your first row. So if I was actually working a project, I would insert a stitch marker at the very end of this row so that I would know that that's the end. That way I can do it. And you may, I mean, you'll use a lot of stitch markers, but stitch markers are inexpensive, but it can be very difficult to count those rows. And I started regular double crocheting. I apologize. Those stitch markers will keep your sanity. If you use those, they're inexpensive. You can get them off of Amazon, wherever, for really inexpensive. But use something to mark those rows if you're working in exclusively half double crochet, because it is hard to see what row you've worked into and what your row count can be. And I've had so many projects where I've lost my row count. All right, so we've worked into that last stitch. Now make sure you never work into your knot or your work will come undone. You want to just do it in that chain loop. All right, so this is what the half double crochet looks like from the front and the back. The half double crochet is a neat stitch because not only do you have that chain look across the top right here, but you also kind of get this additional chain look across this. And this is one of the stitches that can be used with a special variation of it, which I'll demonstrate in another video, called half double crochet through the third loop, which gives you kind of a knit stitch ribbing effect, which is really nice. And like I said, I'll demonstrate that at another in another video. But for this video, we're just going to do normal half double crochet. All right, so we've gotten to the end of the first row. As always, your starting foundation chain never counts. And this is one of these stitches where it can become very easy to lose your stitch. So I started with a chain of 21. So we should have 20, should 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19. So if you start with a chain of 1, you have 21, you'll wind up with 19 stitches. If you want even number of stitches, you would then go to 22 because you do work in the third chain on your foundation chain. So there's 19 stitches. So it's very important that you mark your rows so you don't lose your row count. And you're going to see here why in just a minute. I think I have enough yarn to get a full second row in here without breaking yarn. I'm just using some scrap yarn tonight instead of from the ball. All right, so to move to the next row with half double crochet, you're going to chain 2. Okay, and in half double crochet, your turning chain after you've turned your work does not count as a stitch. If it did, you would skip this stitch and work into this one, but it does not count as a stitch, so we're going to work right in there. So we're going to do it just like before. We're going to chain up 2, and then you've turned your work, and then you're going to yarn over and insert directly into that stitch right there and pull up that loop. So you have 3 loops on the hook. Make sure you don't over tighten this stitch or it'll make it difficult to work in on the next row. And you're going to pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and then you're going to yarn over and insert into that big hole right there, pull up that loop and pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over, insert, pull up, pull through all 3. Yarn over, insert, pull up, pull through all 3. There you go. Insert that hook, pull up that 3rd loop, pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over, insert that hook, and pull through all 3. Well, I may run out of yarn on this. That's okay. It's more just demonstrating how to do this stitch. Okay. Here's what we are looking like. Yeah, I'm going to run out before I even get to the end of the row. That's okay. All right, and I've lost the lovely game of yarn chicken with this little piece here, but that is the half double crochet stitch. But I think as you can see in the video, you can kind of see where it will be difficult to differentiate the rows, especially once you get more and more on. So I really recommend stitch markers so that you don't drive yourself crazy trying to figure out what your row count is. Single crochet is easy to keep track of generally. Double crochet is really easy, as well as triple crochet or treble crochet is easy to keep track of your row count. Half double crochet always has given me problems. And in all of my crochet groups that I'm members of, you'll commonly see people who will post projects that have this big large swatch of half double crochet and they'll go, help, I've lost count, how many rows are there? And everybody's trying to figure out how to determine the number of rows that they actually have on their project. So that is the half double crochet stitch. And I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I apologize for how not as polished my videos can be from others, but I am just trying to pass on knowledge and make sure that our left-handed crocheters get to see things from the left-handed perspective because left-handed crochet video tutorials are few and far between. I certainly hope that you will like and follow my page and share this to any of your left-handed friends that are looking to learn to crochet, and the video will be labeled right-handed, left-handed once it gets posted. So everybody have a good evening, and thank you.